my friends, it's your boy Banner, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. This is a sweet acacia, and this sweet acacia has suffered from neglect, if I were to put it like that, because I was not here for a period, and it suffered. And the suffering has reared its head in that this side of the tree is dead. At least the majority of this side of the tree is dead, and a couple branches on this side. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to prune back the dead bits, or at least let me see if how dead is dead. And I'm going to prune back some of the dead bits. I may possibly leave one or two branches as dead wood, just to show that maturity and suffering in a tree, in the sense that sometimes part of the tree dies off, but another part survives. So I may leave pieces of this, and I'm going to prune back these long branches, take down those seed pods, because I have some seed pods. And if time permits, and I can, I might want to slip pot this into a deeper pot. If not today, very soon, because I want to try to increase the health of this tree. It's a very old piece of material, and to be honest, I don't want to lose this at all. So this particular species, and it seems as though like I have a thing for those. This is another thorny species. This has thorns like, whoa, all over, long and short. So I'm putting on some gloves to make sure that I have some levels of protection against these thorns, because I'm going to cut these branches. So I have gloves, and I'm going to get to some pruning. Today is a pretty decent day. It's quite overcast, very, very overcast. And I'm hoping that some rain falls. I'm hoping, because it has been quite dry. And as I would have mentioned some time ago, we are into the dry season. So it has been quite dry, and the plants have been suffering quite a bit. Yeah, these are dead, very dead. Oh, a thorn just went through the glove. So better work barehanded, because if the thorn went through the glove. So it took me a little bit to do, removing the dead bits. Now what I'm going to do is prune back the live branches. Right, here has a little bit of green, so I left this here, hoping that something could be developed from this. And to be very honest, my friends, these cuts are going to be Hail. They're going to be Hail Mary cuts, according to Nigel Saunders. I am hoping that it is going to backbud. I am hoping. And I am hoping that I don't lose this material. So I'm going to prune back quite severely. I'm going to come back to this point here on this branch. I'm going to come back to some live growth, probably about here on this branch. And this, I'm going to come back here. So Here we go. Actually, I'm going to take it a little longer. Yep, see. And as I take this down, unfortunately, this does not grow by cuttings, as far as I understand. But as I take this down, I could remove the seed pods and create new trees from it. And there are a lot of buds coming out. A lot. So, I've on the gloves, thorns like crazy, and we're moving on. So this has a little bit of growth here. This is here. All the growth is to the top. So I want to take this back. This is quite long. Take this back to about here. Moving as gingerly as I can. There is growth here. So this piece of growth that happening here, look at these thorns all here. Oh wow. Hey. Look at that. And it have that, a lot of that going all the way up that branch. Anyway, I'm going to take this back. I have growth here on it. I have growth here. I don't want to go too long, leaving a bit of room for dieback. I'm going to take this back here. And there are seed pods on this as well. So I'm going to take my time and remove those. What I'm also going to do is to cut these branches much smaller so that they can be disposed of quite easily, or easier than having these branches all nice and long. So I pruned back this tree significantly, and what I want to do now, I'm leaving this as is. I'm leaving this as is. This stays as is. This stays. This is dead. Here is suspect. These two are hoping something happens. The hope is, my friends, is that things happen and we get a lot more choices for in the future. Right now, what I'm concentrating on is the survival of this particular tree, right? And I think, I want to, even though the soil is wet, I want to slip pot into a deeper growing pot. So let me get these seed pods off, dispose of these branches, and then let's move on to this, the repotting. Okay, so I finished cutting up the branches, and I was able to get these seed pods from the tree. And the tree is pruned back to something for now. Let us hope that it backbuds. And as I said, I want to try to slip pot this into a growing pot. I'm gonna use this the dull side of this old knife, where the perforated side of it has basically worn down to nothingness, to get this this tree out of this pot. trying not to do too much damage. And the thing is, I don't want to do too much root work other than just a little teasing to this root ball, the bottom of this root ball. And you know, it's so funny, my friends. I honestly pass this tree every day, and I don't think that this is sweet acacia. You know, I think that this is just acacia. This gives off a particular scent that is not necessarily the nicest. Hold on, let me get something to put under this. As I was saying, I don't think that this is sweet acacia. I have nothing sweet about this at all. This smells, and this is tied. Wow. When I did this repotting with Errol, and this was tied into this pot. Okay, let me get something to clip that and come back. So I went for my bird beak pliers. All right. So let me see if I could get this out now. Pushing on the root ball through the drainage holes and trying to see if we could get it out as whole as possible. Yeah. It's out. A lot of good roots. I have this little root hook that I'm going to just tease the ends kind of slightly. As I said, I don't want to do too much root work, and there are some, I'm already seeing some white tips, and the smell of this is, ooh, amazing. There are some tangling bits because the roots would have hit the edge of the pot and turned and went around. But although it definitely was not overly root bound, but I need to get this mesh out. Thinking about the vitality and the health, let me move this, health of this tree. It needs something with a little bit of depth. I'm leaning towards this because I think this will work quite nicely with this. It has room to the sides and room to the bottom, and I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, so let me get a drainage screen in here and let's pot this up. Whilst I point dirt, I'm hearing some scuffling and whatnot on the roof of the next door establishment, and those are parrots. With the zoom, I'm trying to focus, hoping to get some focus. This is a different type of parrot with a longer tail. They're nice to bud. Hey, look at that. And as I mentioned, there's a guava tree right next door. So they come to raid the guava tree. If you could see the leaves beyond the banana leaves. The leaves of the guava tree beyond the banana leaves. Anyways, let me get back to the work. So there is a base layer of soil that I put down. And the thing is, now to place the tree, making sure that I have everything in place and ready to go. Not much root work was done. So we're going to fill up this soil now, and that is it for this. Yeah. So there we go. Alright, my friends, so I'm finished with the work, and I had a little bit of tragedy here. There was this little branch on the side here, and as I tried to move it to come under here, it broke off very easily. But this is the body of work. So this is the new pot, a concrete pot with the concrete color finish, and let's wish this tree all the best and all the luck. As I say, I don't want to lose it. I would hate to lose it. This branch is not growing in such a fantastic place, but I'm leaving it for now because every little bit counts, unless it decides that this is the branch that is going to remain and this is going to die off. I don't know. What could also happen is that this could be carved off, leaving this as the live branch on this side once this back buds. And yeah, only forward movement, and time will tell as to what happens with this particular tree. Yeah, so that is it, my friends. As per usual, thank you so very, very much for watching. Like, the likes help, the comments help. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with anybody you know that might benefit from it. As I say before, drop the comments, and I appreciate the comments and I appreciate the likes. And as I usually say, my friends, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And remember that our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let's do it for the future generations. This has the potential of creating a nice little herbarium. In time and care, once it survives with time and care, an herbarium could be created. Look at this trunk. I know I'm going before behind. I done sign off already, but I'm now showing you all things. Look at the crackling on this bark, on this trunk. This is a nice piece of material. Anyways, my friends, I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.